Testing one, two, three. I tried to do this. I was trying to do this video over the weekend, and I had some technical difficulties, and I said I would take care of it Monday. It's not going to be a long live, but it's just something I had to talk about when it came down to listening. Having a conversation about Shannon Sharp, and we talk about how it's amazing how you can be up here and you can get down here in 2 seconds. So y'all bear with me for a couple of minutes. I will be going live. Grand Rising, this is your favorite chief, Peanut Nola 504. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Early in the morning. I tried my best to get this live. I tried to get this going. I think early in I was trying to get it the same live going Saturday. I think Saturday. I don't know what it was, Saturday or Sunday. I was trying to get it together, and I had some technical difficulties, and I just could not get it together. But I mean, hey, it's better. I had to do it over, but I was determined to do this live because I want to talk about, you know, we talk about family members. We talk about a lot of times that when you at your best moment, how even your family members their distractions can overshadow, overlaps on your accomplishments. Okay. And I wanted to talk about Shannon Sharp because Shannon, okay, hey, great day, Sylvia Jones in the house. Um, Shannon Sharp, we watched the highs and the lows of Shannon Sharp. We watched him, was a great commentator, sports commentator, and some of the great things that he has done with CBS, ESPN. Um, we seen a lot of things. Once that Cat Williams interview came out, we watched him blow up to a stage where he was to the next level. Everybody wanted to go through Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? He was doing big with ESPN, and he was doing multiple outlets. So everybody wanted to be on Shannon's coattail and ride the coattail. He's making so much money. Had a lot of, he has his own outlets on YouTube, and so many different podcasts, and we seen him elevate to other levels. But the reason why I done this live is because we see this in our personal life. We have seen where, as families, do we overshadow our other family members because of the things that we do in our life. He has a brother, that older brother named Sterling, and if you notice, Sterling has always been a very mature brother. You never seen Sterling Sharp in the headlines. His brother, you never heard of Sterling Sharp being in the headlines for negativity. It's always Shannon, but you don't hear Sterling. Sterling is always completely out of realm. He's always, you don't hear nothing negative about his brother. Okay. But you see his younger brother been thirsty for attention. You see the stuff about Shannon that just so much different when you see the maturity level of Sterling. And I was just thinking about how Sterling over the weekend was having his biggest moment on Saturday. Sterling was having his biggest, because when Shannon had his big moment, Sterling was there when Shannon was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. And then you start to see now that it was time, for his brother, when it was time for Sterling to be inducted, you have all of these controversial things that are going on with Shannon. And I know that he feels bad what he done his brother, because he feel like, he was begging for ESPN not to fire him over the at least wait until the Hall of Fame was over, then he was kind of wishing that that would have happened. But Shannon, you put yourself in so many bad predicaments, Shannon. I mean, I talk about this all the time. A lot of our brothers, they get a lot of wealth. They don't know what to do with the wealth. I mean, Shannon was going to sign a major deal, a major podcast deal that was going to set him on top. I'm talking about set him way, and he may still get the deal. I don't know. But I know, it's like we get in our own way. We get in our own progress. We get in our own way. And, Shannon love his snow bunnies. He love his snow bunnies. And he love them very young. I used to say this all the time. You watch a man who doesn't get married. You always watch a man who went all them years of his life. I watched Stephen A. Smith. I watched Shannon Sharp. You always watch a man who does not want to settle down. Your headlights go up. You know what I'm saying? You started to wonder why they never get married. Now they might have children, but you never see them get married. They don't have any loyalty in their soul. These older men in their 50s, in their 60s, they never settle down. You never hear anything about them settling down and getting married. But you got brothers like Shannon Sharp who feel like he's trying to get his groove back and he's out here playing around with the devil, with these demonic entities. And he's watching for a man career that was just flying. He was on high. I'm talking about flying to the next level. And I'm watching this man. For a man who rises to the top, for a man who's falling so quickly. And this can be an example to all of us. This can be an example to all of us. Sometimes we be reaching for too much. We out here, we want too much, and too much is just too much for yourself. And it's embarrassing to a guy like Sterling, who has been who has lived a decent life, a private life. Normally, when you're in your 50s and you're approaching your 60s, you slow down in your life. But we got brothers today they still want to be in their 20s. They still want to be 25. What's wrong with being in your 50s? What's wrong with getting older? What's wrong with evolving in your life? It's a blessing to get older. It's a blessing to have these grays. And some of, we make reality, we make the life is like it's a bad thing to age. It's not a bad thing to age. You're moving to your next level. It's like in karate, you're moving from a belt, from a yellow belt to the black belt, the orange belt. You're moving to levels in your life. And some of us are afraid to get older. And we think that we have to go out. We're not giving these young people their chance. A lot of you guys had your time. Shannon out here getting these young girls and all this stuff. This is why Shannon in trouble right now. And they got young men out here can't get the young girl because we got these old heads out here getting the young girls. Because they don't feel. I think it's a thing of before they had money, they didn't feel that they can get certain type of people or the type of women when they were young. And we see these things. Shout out to my brother, my brother on Nasir in the chat, a little Nate in the chat, and he said Shannon $100 million off. ESPN was big to them. That was a huge look to Stephen A. Smith and others said. Yeah, I mean you lose these opportunities and your brand. And I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. I'm 50 years old. I don't know what's wrong with getting older. I don't know what's wrong with being bald head. I don't know what's wrong with being bald head. Some of these men can't let it go. They gotta they replace, they gotta go get them a new hair. They just can't let it go. Embrace yourself. I embrace it. Whatever goes on in my life, I try to embrace it. And if a damn person don't love me for who I am, they ain't never been there for me. If a person can't love you for the personality that you are, because we all out here looking for love and all of no money is going to fulfill that need inside, that love inside you. I don't care how much money you get. And there's a lot of men out here, a lot of women out here searching. They think money. That's why they got women out here trying to buy some behind. They out here getting these BBLs because they want to be more than what they are. Ain't a man gonna love you more because you got more behind? They're not gonna love you more because you got. It might be enticing in the bedroom, but after they done with you, you ain't nothing. I just don't get it. And we just afraid. I look at Lil Kim when Lil Kim was getting, she looking like an alien now. You heard me? Lil Kim looking like an alien. I'm looking at some of these women, some of these people, they're just not looking right. They ain't looking right to me. I don't care what nobody say. They ain't looking right. They out here trying to, you got women, and we talk about the YT women too. They out here buying lips. You remember they used to make fun of black people who have big lips? But Kim Kardashian out here made it normal for us to buy lips. I mean, they want to buy lips to get full lips. They have to purchase them lips. The same people that they used to make fun of, they want to look like. The same people that they want to make fun of, they want to look like. Ain't that something, y'all? They talked about, and I told him, I said, you can't never refer to a black man or a black woman as a monkey. Monkeys don't have lips. I never seen a monkey with big lips. In the history of all monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, I never seen them with big lips. So when they out here being racist and say stuff like that to you, you know they're not talking about you. Because hurt people love to hurt people. But Shannon, I really believe you overshadowed your brother. Now, you didn't do it intentionally, but people are talking about you instead of them talking about your brother. Sterling Sharp had a great career with the Green Bay Packers. And his whole career was overshadowed. The time he gets to go in the Hall of Fame, we're talking about Shannon out here messing with snow bunnies. Shannon out here on the DL. Shannon out here wilding out. I know your grandmother just rolling in her grave because she didn't raise her sons like that. You talk so much about your grandmother. You talk so highly of your grandmother. And you came from the trenches. You were raised poor. And there's a lot of times when you were raised poor, you just feel like you got to go out there and you want everything. You want to prove something to everybody. You getting money is not going to change you and make you a better person. Getting money is not going to change anything about you. It's just you can purchase things. But karma has happened to you. Shout out to my to one of my favorites, Egyptian goddess. Shout out to Egyptian goddess. Older males still out here playing little boy games. And people don't want to talk about that Egyptian goddess. And you know I talk about it. I hold men accountable as well as I hold women accountable. And they got men out here they're out here still running around and they're getting heart attacks, they're getting heartaches, and they're not living long. A lot of these men not living long. I just came from the doctor. Went and got my, so they could check on me and stuff like that. And that's another thing. Us men, we don't go to the doctor. We don't check on ourselves. And I tell people that's why I'm not as big as other content creators, because they don't like me coming in at them, but they don't mind me going in at other people. You see what I'm saying? They want me to talk bad about women or talk bad. I go at all of us. I hold all of our people accountable. That's just the way I am. I'm gonna always be real. You heard me? I'm gonna always be real. And we gotta hold ourselves accountable. Shannon in this scenario got hit the same way differently. Saying every time a successful color figure gets close to big money. Well, Shannon, I understand what you're saying, but Shannon put himself in that situation. Shannon put himself in that situation. Nobody's taking no color man down. Ain't nobody taking the color man taking his own self down, little brother. The color man is. We got to stop making excuses on why our men of color are putting themselves in a situation like this. Denzel, you never heard Denzel. When you seen them trying to take Denzel Washington down, Nate? Nate, when you seen Denzel Washington in a scandal, Nate? But we want to talk about the ones who out here putting themselves in predicaments like Diddy and Shannon Sharp, who put themselves in predicaments. And we got to stop playing victim to a system. I get sick and tired of us making excuses and making ourselves a victim. Shout out to Big Dog Philly. No, if he don't put himself in a situation, he don't get exposed. He don't be with these snow bunnies. He don't get exposed. He dealing with a girl that's underage, 18, 19 years old. Of course, Shannon put himself in that situation. Shannon is losing money because of Shannon, not because of no system. These men should know better. You think after I would watch all of the other prominent men get locked up. You think I'm gonna put myself in a situation like that? Shout out. I mean, at some point we gotta sit up and stop making excuses too. At some point we gotta stop making excuses and stop putting ourselves in situations. That's what I don't get it. Shannon he put himself in that situation. Every man that has gotten a situation, got themselves, ain't nobody trying to take our people down. We taking ourselves down. We taking ourselves down. And I'm tired of us making excuses as a people, and we feeling that into our young people minds that we're victims. You're not no damn victim. You're not a victim. I mean, we look at it like this. Nobody can catch Denzel Washington in nothing because Denzel Washington don't put his business out there. We got so many prominent, look at Samuel L. Jackson. Have you seen Samuel L. Jackson in the system? 19. Shannon was caught in the wrong web. Plus, what happened? He's in a two web fight. Now he got to fight out. Well, he put himself in that situation. He was caught online talking about. You don't ever get online and talk about you gonna choke a YT woman. You don't ever go online as old as you is and go online and say you gonna choke. I'm a choke a YT woman. I just don't understand that. I don't understand. You know the history of how they dim our men. And you gonna sit there and get caught on Instagram saying that I'm gonna choke you. That I'm gonna choke you. Come on, man. Come on. Shannon Sharp. And when I say he's overshadowing his brother because he should have followed his brother. His brother is a mature man, never been into any scandals, just made the Hall of Fame, and you're overshadowing your own brother for the BS. You just got fired at ESPN. Shannon Sharp had a history of being a creep. All the way back to CBS, they were trying to get Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was accused of multiple times messing with the YT woman, doing all kinds of improper things. He was fired at CBS for the same stuff. You don't think that stuff is going to come back to haunt him? You can't keep making excuses for brothers who keep putting themselves in predicaments. At some point, they got to learn they got to really understand that it's their fault. Self accountability, and they don't. That's what they do. And we got to stop up with this victim mindset. We up here with a victim mindset. You like? Let me tell you something. I'm 50 years old. I don't have no interest for an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old. They my children age. I don't have no interest for that kind of woman. They're not mature enough for me. A man should want a mature woman that's up to his speed. A man should not be wanting a baby. That's just my opinion. I don't want nobody who can barely clean their ass. I don't want no woman who can barely clean her ass. And that's what Shannon out here, he's trying to be something that he's not. You got to look at it like that. And we got to stop putting in the atmosphere that men needs to go young. There are some beautiful older women that's your speed. That's your speed. Let's read what Nate said. Shannon shouldn't have said that because that alert. Yeah, he got caught on camera. Don't you know that's crazy? You gonna talk about I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna choke you. You put yourself in that situation, Shannon. Shannon put himself in that situation. But I thank you guys for checking out the morning rat. I was trying to get this live going this weekend, but I wasn't able to do it. So I'm glad I was able to come back. But y'all write in the y'all go in the comment section. Give me your opinion. Did Shannon Sharp overshadow his brother Big Day because of his controversial? Y'all go in the comment section. Did Shannon Sharp, and do you know any family members that has overshadowed your Big Day? Do you know any family members that has overshadowed your Big Day because of their selfishness and some of the things that they have done? They overshadowed your life. I would like to know that in the comment section. I would like to know, have anybody in your family ever overshadowed your accomplishments on your Big Day because of their past, because of the things that they have done to themselves? You all got that one family member. We all got that one family member. So I want to ask you guys, do you know anybody in your family that has overshadowed your Big Day? Rather it was on your graduation day, rather it was something that was very important in your life. Was there anything that they have done? Okay? I just want to know. Because we have seen that multiple times. You guys have a blessed day.